So why would they want to plant suicide in our brains? Well, some people think it might be a form of population control. Some people think it's to keep society in a weak, depressed, and fearful state. Because a weakened society is easier to control. I mean, think about it. We have kids who are depressed, and then we're medicating them and putting them on pills, and then sitting them in front of a TV where they're watching their favorite cartoon character kill themselves, and also making it seem exciting.
Goodbye, everyone. Remember you all in therapy.
I mean, the global antidepressant market is estimated at over $11.6 billion. The government and the economy love depression. And we also glorify things like money, fame, success.
Is that what you're going for?
I mean, I'd love to be a billionaire, sure, why not?
Guys, we are washing the Supreme Ferrari right now.
Who pissing on their money? Ain't nobody doing that shit like me, fuck boy.
So if someone happens to not achieve those things, now in the back of their heads, they know that suicide is an option.
I reckon I ain't got no alternative.
I mean, just think about the board game that was targeted to us as kids.
Anything can happen in the game of life.
The game of life, where the goal is to succeed, and if you don't, you lose.
Where will your choices take you in the game of life?
You can be a winner at the game of life.
To win the game of life, you need to make money.
Let's make my pick.
Get famous.
Be a movie star.
Do better than those that you're playing against.
I made $50,000 in the stock market. I went to the poor farm. That's live.
Literally, the commercial says, I mean, come on. And in the original version of Life in 1860 that was created by Milton Bradley, it literally had suicide on the board as an option.
That's live.
Now, it's not just suicide that's being poured into kids' pure, very multiple brains. It's darkness in every single form. Just think about the games we used to play as kids. Ring Around the Rosie.
Ring around the rosy.
A game about people who died from the Black Plague.
Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
London Bridge.
London Bridge is falling down.
A song about a huge bridge falling and killing everyone.
Iron bars will bend and break, bend and break, bend and break.
Ouija, a game that makes it fun to contact evil spirits in your house.
Look, it's spelling something. Go ahead, ask another question.
You are moving it.
You guys are around, right? It's too weird for me.
Then, of course, you have Twister. A game that's marketed as a way for you and your friends to get way too close.
Twister, the game that ties you up in knots.
I can't even imagine the amount of creepy uncles or cousins who have wanted to play that game on Thanksgiving.
Twister ties you up in a knot.
A game that pretty much grants anybody permission to wrap their body parts around you.
It's wicked hot.
You gotta get it.
It's the hottest game around.
You gotta get it. The best games in the world.
And then, of course, you have the darkest of them all, Hangman. A game where you have to guess the correct word or your little stick figure will be hanged. And the darkest part is that this classroom game is actually based on a real-life game from the 18th century. Criminals that were sentenced to death by hanging would play a game called Right of Words in Life. So the game would start during a public hanging where the executioner would choose a word. And the criminal would have to guess the word by choosing letters. And if the criminal guessed the word right, then he would live. And if he guessed the word wrong...
Game over.
Hangman. Let's go over it.
If you're not aware of what hangman is,
first you draw your diagram, the hook that is, but hopefully he doesn't get hung.
Students have to guess the letters of a hidden word, and if they get the letter wrong...
X? I'm sorry, X is not a part of this animal's name.
Then one more part of the hanging man is added.
Now it's the head. Once you finish off the body, that's the end of the game. You decide you want him to smile, although he probably won't be smiling on a hook.
The most messed up part about all of that is that almost all of the criminals at that time were illiterate, which means they didn't even have a chance, and that game was just a way to publicly humiliate them before they died. And now with the internet, kids aren't watching TV as much, but don't worry. There's tons of content on YouTube for kids, and that has plenty of dark messages. Like murder, suicide, abortion, violence, and for some reason, a lot of vomiting.
Whoa.
I have never seen anyone throw up so much.
Then when you're a teenager, you're once again filled with the thoughts of suicide in movies, TV shows.
Hey, it's Hannah.
And now internet challenges.
Remember the Blue Whale Challenge? Tonight, a brand new threat to the safety of your family and your kids.
If you all want to get a sense for all these challenges, here are just a few of them. Carve yes on your leg. Do something painful to yourself. Don't talk to anyone all day.
So many of our teenagers feel more lonely, even though they're on social media more.
Everyone questions as a society, how do we have so much evil, death, hatred, depression, destruction? But do we even have to question it when we look back at our childhoods now as adults and think about what was being put right in front of our eyes?
Well, now I've seen everything.
So, what's the overall theory? Well, the only way to keep a society easy to control is through chaos. The only way to get them to vote for you is by fear.
Lock her up.
A nuclear war could break out any minute.
The only way to get you to unite is through tragedies. The only way to keep them unhappy is by constantly showing them unrealistic expectations of looks.
Hey, hottie.
Looking hot.
So hot.
Money and success. A society that's peaceful is not a society that can be controlled. So what do you do to make sure that chaos and fear continues? Make sure to show children just how scary and dark the world is from a very early age.
A mother bought her toddler this princess wand at the dollar store behind me. Imagine her surprise when the curious little girl peeled back the foil to find this image of a girl cutting herself inside.
If you look close enough, it's not a drawing. It's an actual picture of the girl slitting her wrist. I want to know how they think that is suitable for a child.